I used to secretly destroy my autistic cousin's favorite dolls, and I've never told anyone. Until now. So, this is one of those confessions that I know will probably make some of you hate me instantly, but I need to get this out of my system before it rots in my soul forever. Let me preface this by saying I was a kid too when all of this started. Not an evil kid, not a sociopath, not the devil's chosen prankster, but definitely that cousin who would throw shade, stir drama, and poke buttons just because I could. It was petty, childish, but it happened, and I regret the hell out of it now. This is the story of how I used to secretly destroy my autistic cousin's beloved Labubu dolls. Yes, those Labubu dolls. Those weird, creepy cute goblin-looking things with the giant eyes and snaggle teeth that some people are totally obsessed with, and others think look like they crawled out of a haunted toy factory. My cousin, we'll call her Maya, was deeply autistic. Nonverbal for most of her early years, hypersensitive to noise, very particular about textures, routine-driven, you name it. And her parents, my uncle and aunt, tried so hard to make life as gentle and stable as possible for her. And part of that stability involved indulging her very, very niche obsession with Labubu dolls. She didn't care about regular toys. Not Barbie, not Lego, not puzzles or art or whatever kids are usually into. Nope. Just Labubu. She'd hold them like they were sacred relics, line them up by color and size, make strange little humming noises while tapping their heads gently. She'd panic if one was missing, and completely shut down if you gave her a knockoff or a new one she didn't approve of. And her parents? They fed that obsession like it was a holy mission. Every time we visited them or they visited us, she had a new Labubu. I swear, it was like a summoning ritual. Maya shows even the faintest interest in a new design? Boom, it's delivered in 2 days via express shipping. Some of those little freaks cost like $300, and her parents wouldn't blink. They even built her a custom shelf, climate-controlled, just for the collection. I get it now. It was part of her developmental therapy. Familiar objects, sensory comfort, whatever helped her regulate. But back then, 12-year-old me just saw a girl who got everything she wanted, no questions asked, just because she was different. Meanwhile, I was the average kid. C's in math, acne on my face, not particularly cool, not particularly special. If I wanted a video game, my parents would say, put it on your birthday list. If I wanted AirPods, my dad said, get a job. But Maya? Cry once in a corner because she didn't have the glow-in-the-dark skeleton Labubu? It was in her lap by sunset. So yeah, I got petty. It started small. One time, I saw one of her dolls on the floor at their house while she was having a meltdown in another room. No one was around. I picked it up, flipped it off, yeah, real mature. Then gently tossed it into the laundry hamper just to see what would happen. Nothing happened immediately. But later that night, chaos erupted. Maya realized one was missing. She started screaming, crying, biting her own sleeve, running in circles. I remember watching her and thinking, holy crap, this thing has that much power over her? That was the first time. And it felt weird. Not good. Not satisfying. But not bad either. Just curious. Like poking a sleeping bear and watching it twitch. Second time. I wasn't so gentle. I straight up hid one of them inside a cereal box. Nobody found it for 2 days. Her dad ended up turning the whole house upside down. Maya refused to eat, sleep, or even look at anyone until they found it. When they finally did, soggy from milk and rice puffs, I almost cracked up laughing, but I didn't. Because something about seeing her curled up under the dining table, shaking like she'd lost a limb, made me feel something I couldn't name. But I kept going. A few times every month, whenever we were at their place or they were visiting us and Maya wasn't paying attention, I'd dispose of a Labubu. I didn't always destroy them. Sometimes I just tossed them into weird places. Under couch cushions, in the toilet tank, sealed in plastic. Even buried one in the sandbox once and marked the spot with a leaf. And once, yeah, I tore one apart. It was one of her glow-in-the-dark ones. Limited edition. I remember it vividly because the eyes had this pearly shimmer to them, like they were watching you. I yanked off the ears, ripped its arm, took a red Sharpie and gave it fake blood. Then I left it in the backyard, in the dog's chew toy pile. I still remember the sound she made when she found it. It wasn't a scream. It wasn't even crying. It was like a high-pitched, soul-wounded keening, like something in her brain short-circuited. I think she didn't understand that it was destroyed. She thought the Labubu had suffered. Her dad had to give her melatonin just to get her to sleep that night. Even I felt sick after that one. I stopped for a while. Mostly out of guilt, partly out of fear that someone would figure it out. But then one day, I got bored again. This time it was at our house, and they had come to visit for a long weekend. Maya had brought 2 of her dolls with her, cradling them like Faberge eggs. One of them, the green one with the horns, ugly little goblin dude, ended up alone on the kitchen counter while everyone was outside. I snatched it, walked upstairs to the bathroom, pulled the shower curtain shut, and dropped it in the toilet. Didn't flush. Just wanted to freak her out. That's when it happened. I turned around, and there she was. No, not Maya. Her sister. Let's call her Lily. She was a year younger than me, super quiet, always reading or drawing, barely spoke unless spoken to. But that day Lily spoke. And boy did she speak with fire. I saw what you did, she said, voice like ice. I've seen you do it before. You think no one notices? I've always known it was you. I tried to laugh it off. Deny it. What are you talking about? It probably fell. No, she said, cutting me off. You're not even clever. You just like hurting her because she doesn't fight back. You're pathetic. I froze. No one had ever called me that before. Not like they meant it. If you ever touch her dolls again, she said, eyes blazing, I'll tell our parents. All of them. Yours and mine. You'll never be allowed near us again. She turned and walked away. I stood there in the bathroom with a wet, toilet-soaked Labubu in my hand and felt like the dumbest person alive. I never touched another doll after that. Not one. Not even when Maya left one lying right out in the open on their next visit. Not even when I was alone in her room once, unsupervised, surrounded by dozens of them like creepy plush sentries. I didn't dare. I wish I could say I apologized. I wish I could say I owned up. But I didn't. I was too ashamed. Too scared of what would happen if anyone knew the truth. Years have passed since then. Maya's older now. She's doing better, still nonverbal, but communicating more through an iPad and drawing. Her Labubu collection is insane now. Literally hundreds. She still lights up when she sees a new one. Still lines them up in perfect rows, humming to herself. And Lily? She's badass. Went into special education as a career. Fiercely protective of her sister. Still gives me this cold little glare every time she catches me glancing at the dolls. I deserved it. Still do. I never told anyone. Until now. Internet strangers are the first to hear it. This is my confession. I was the cousin who destroyed the Labubu dolls. Not because I hated Maya, but because I was jealous, immature, and didn't understand what love looks like when it's patient and tailored and different. Now I do. And to be honest, I kinda wish I'd gotten my own Labubu. Maybe then I wouldn't have felt so damn small.
If you made it this far, consider subscribing and commenting your favorite part. Don't forget to leave a like and stick around for more.